part one of What If Deku Was Immortal. And I'm going to be focusing more on this series than the other ones. So, the other series, if you wanted more posted on it, I'm sorry, but I'm going to focus on this series more. Now, if you can, tell who this is, if you can't, I'm going ahead and tell you this, Kakashi. But this is not, this is what Deku want to look like, except with a mask. Well, the same mask, actually, but not the headband. Now, Deku was born way far back. Way far back. Before the dinosaurs. Before there was any life in the ocean. Before anything. When the planet was just born, as you can say. It just became a planet. When it was still hot. There was actually a piece of land that was actually had green life on it. Grass. And a small bit of atmosphere. They can breathe. There were two people. A woman and a man. These were not Adam and Eve. As one day, the woman and the man had a baby. This baby being Deku. They then ran out of food. So what they did is they sacrificed Deku. They sacrificed their only kid, the 2-year-old son, to some unknown person. They don't know who he was. He was finna die, so he decided that he was going to transfer his power over to his baby. As he did. Transferring his power, the baby then gained a red eye, on the left side of his face. He was cursed with immortality and being the only person to live forever. As the times went on, Deku's parents died. The world cooled down as the atmosphere that was over Deku's planet, Deku's side of the world, dissipated. As Deku is now growing up slowly, he's stuck at the age of 18. His body is stuck at the age of 18. As this is when UA will start at the age of 18 in college years. As the world slowly progressed, as we see meteors come down on Earth, crash into the water. Well, there was no water. They crashed down, releasing chemicals. The chemicals then released to the atmosphere, then brings down water through rain. The world then became a water-filled world. But then there became life on the water, but not yet. Volcanoes then arose, bringing smoke to the air, bringing land masses. Then life came to the oceans. As little bacteria as more life came to the ocean, as Deku slowly watched this, as he cannot get burnt by the lava. He can only have scars of cuts. Those are the only things that stays. He doesn't leave burn marks. All his important limbs, they come back if they cut off. Organs, they become anew. His blood runs red, but he is still untamed. As Deku was watching this, the evolution of the ocean life, he watching everything unfold. to where one fish came out the water and decided to live on land. He watched everything: the dawn of the dinosaurs, the erasement of the dinosaurs, the dawn of the mammals, the first step of humankind. He was there for everything. The cavemen. As the cavemen saw him as their god, they drew pictures of him of a man, one red eye, with no clothes on, as he slowly adapted the cavemen's clothing, but he made it better, developing clothes from his own techniques. As he got somewhat modern clothes, the caveman depicted this kid with spiky hair, one red eye with a scar over it, as he was floating above the ground, looking down on them, watching them, observing them, but he never helped them. As the years flew by, the caveman then encountered a very challenging event, the Ice Age. As most cavemen died and most migrated, following their food. As he watched these people, he went to North America, the continent that is not yet named. As he watched these people stay there, hunt food, these giant beasts that they call woolly mammoths, others that they call saber-toothed tigers, and a lot of other ones. As he goes all over the world watching these people, as years upon years fly by, he sees in Mesopotamia the people started to build houses out of brick. They started to do other things. They started to make tools out of nothing else instead of stone. They started to make metals. He watched as the supercontinents slowly but surely became populated. He watched the Egyptians as they worshipped their gods with the animal heads. The Greeks as they worshipped their gods with their strong powers. The Mesopotamians, he watched that they worshipped their gods. He watched all of these countries, China, Japan, all over the world, he watched. He watched as kingdoms rose and fall overnight. He didn't see that the Japanese developed these swords called katanas, as he got him two. He got him two katanas as he wielded them. He also got the short katanas, the small ones, with a couple of kunais, which he learned how to mass produce from his power of creation, destruction, and overall godhood. As the years flew by, he observed some more, as he once found himself in a battle with the people from foreign lands, as they see this man, this type of clothing without the headband, as they attacked him, as he took out his swords, or one of his swords, and cut all of them down except one, as he returned and told people from his town or the kingdom that he was living in. As tales of the Black Dragon soon spread throughout everywhere around the world. They said the Black Dragon was so powerful, he couldn't be stopped. He cut down a whole army by himself. As people sought to bring the Black Dragon down, but they couldn't stop him, as he destroyed many nations. He killed many people, but not on purpose, only to protect himself, or so they presumed. But the man was immortal. He did not quarrel with them. He did not want to fight them, but they forced him to. As many more years would pass by, the stories of the Black Dragon will be passed down. As we see people develop these things, these guns, they call muskets. As they then also discover a new country, a new continent altogether. As the people who discover this was the Amerigo brothers, but there's also another one. I forgot his name. Dang, that's so wrong. I forgot his name. No, forgot his name. Well, that's sad. I forgot his name. I have to figure that out later. As they soon later called the country America, there was this one slip up of their name. There was A. It was America, except for Amerigo. But that was the right choice. They slipped it up. No one wants to be called Amerigo. So, as they soon brought other people to these parts of the world, people that were not free, people that was forced to work. These people were slaves. As Deku blended in with these people, he freed these people that was in chains. He's freed these slaves as much as he could. As much time passed, he helps free them. He fights war with them. He fought in every major war. He will continue to fight in them. As he helps as much people as he can. As in now, he had to fight into America's War of Independence. As he was a soldier, wielding a musket, as he left his katana behind. He also got rid of the clothing he was wearing. And he put something over his red eye. He didn't fight in the war. Wearing the clothes of the Americans. As he took down many British soldiers. He didn't have to fight in many more wars. The 7 Years' War. He had to fight in that one. He also had to fight during America's war, the Revolutionary War. Well, no. He had to fight in a war that depended on slavery. As the president at the time, Abraham Lincoln, had abolished slavery in the North, but the South did not want that. Seeing as the North had started to use factories, but the South still had plantations that needed to be worked by slaves. So, he watched again, and he fought. As the country was still united under one flag. As time went on, technology advanced. He found himself again getting rid of the musket and picking up one of these guns, a modern gun, fighting in World War One and other wars over the time period before World War One. As an American soldier going against Germany, people did not suspect him of being alive over many years. They thought it was just his descendants that looked more like him. As he named his descendants, but he never did have any kids. But he named him last name Taylor. He named his first name Izuku Taylor. As he sees the wars, as he fights in World War II, he fights in Nam, he fights in every war. Every war that you know of, he fought in. He was there. He participated. He watched on the sidelines. He was there when America first dropped the nuke. He saw the destructive power it had on Japan. Then the second one. Then more wars happened. And more fights. More conflict. Then he decided he's gonna go to sleep for a couple of years, a couple of 100 years, as he brings back all the things that he got from this modern world. He puts it next to the things that he already had. His katanas with the clothing he had then. His muskets and the clothing he had then. His guns that he had from World War One, which I do not know the type of guns. The M1 Grand, things like that. Next, the Thompson, to World War II, and so on and so forth. As he creates a resting place for himself, as he sleeps in this place that is underground, layered. Now, he has slept for a long time. Let's switch our POV. A young rodent by the name of Nezu just found this incredible sight. He found this place on the ground. As he gets more heroes with him to protect him. As one of those heroes is All Might, the number one hero at the time. There's also Endeavor, Present Mike, Razorhead, Midnight, and much more heroes to count. As they go into this room and they see these statues of this young looking man holding different weapons over the times. They see katanas, they see guns, they see swords, they see spears, they see bows. But it's the same young man every time. As they see this place this object, this coffin-like thing, as they read what's on it. Nezu understands this language. This is English. As he reads it, it states, for those who find this place, I am a god. I am your god. I was once mortal, but turned god. I have been here for a long time. From the dawn of whatever you call those things, those dinosaurs. Yes. Well, from the creation of this planet, I was here. I saw everything, your achievements, your technology that you slowly developed. I was here during every world event that you had, every war. I saw them all. I met people that you guys would not even recognize anymore if you did not write them down in those things that you call Bibles. Yes, I met these duos. One called Eve, one called Adam. As they didn't bit into a forbidden fruit, and they gained knowledge that they were not supposed to, and that brought about sin into you guys' world, into your lives. But I was here before them. Then came another pair, Cain and Abel, two brothers. One day, Cain killed Abel, and just like me, he was cursed. They asked Nezu, what you mean cursed? Nezu says, let me continue reading. He was cursed with immortality. He could never die. Just like me, cursed with immortality. I could never die. The whereabouts of Cain, to me, are clear as day. If I want to find him, I can find him easily. But I will not tell anyone else his location, for that is secret. There were more people. There was this one interesting one. That was really, really interesting. His name was Jesus Christ. I liked him a lot. He was very interesting. But I moved on from him as he had died. There was more. This fellow called Buddha. Others called Ashura and Indra. There were these gods called Zeus, Hades, Poseidon, Mor, Ra, Osiris. There was ones all over the world. These gods that people worshipped. I met them before. They're all real. Every single last one of them real. That's Christianity, where they believe in one God. There's Buddhism. They believe in Buddha. There's Greek, where they believe in. There's Greek, and then there's what's it called? Roman. But they believe in Zeus, Hades, Poseidon, and the Titans, and the rest of the gods. There's Egyptian, where they believe in Ra, Osiris, Horus. or how you say ISIS is. I don't know. The gods of the animals. There are many more religions that I can tell you about, but me personally, I don't know all of them. I just know they done reading that. As they didn't open this thing that he was sleeping in, this coffin-like thing, and they see a young man. Midnight thinks that he's pretty handsome. She asks, "Who is this young man?" As from Deku hearing them speaking, he opens his eyes. One red eye, one regular. As he sits up, he looks that direction, and they just bow. They bow to him. They don't know why, but they're doing it. They're wondering what's going on as he gets out of his coffin. As you can say, he tells them to rise. In a language they can't really, in language most of them can't understand except All Might and Nezu and President Mike, as he was speaking English. As he asked them, "Where am I?" Well, not where am I. When am I? As he's speaking in Japanese now. As they say the year of My Hero Academia, which I do not know. He says, "Oh, so yeah, it's been that long. Not too long ago. They were just in 2000 and so, what is your names?" As they all speak their names, their hero names, and their real names. As he says, "Oh, so these heroes, as we say, and these things called quirks or powers. Do you mean like this?" As he puts out his hands and fire comes off it. As they say, "Yes," something like that. Just, oh, okay. So, humans have developed powers. I see. As he goes over to his favorite costume, the clothes he got from Japan, as he puts them on and then gets his two swords. As he says, "You all, stay here. I have to go meet with a certain someone, as we have not talked in a long time." As they all nod, as he disappears, as Nezu starts to speak. He is very powerful. From just looking at him, we were forced to our knees. In just one word, we was able to stand. We really need to make him a hero. And it's back with Deku, as he teleports to a close friend of his, to Kane, the one that's forced to walk for the rest of his life. But that's the problem. He's immortal. He can't die. And everywhere he walked, the ground beneath him slowly decays away. So he stays away from everyone else in the world. But he didn't find out that if he wears shoes, as they call it, he can cancel out this effect of decay in the ground wherever he walked. But if you walk without his shoes on, the ground will decay. So he's always wearing shoes. But it's luckily that whatever he touches will not decay, as he could not eat if that was the case. As Cain then looks up, as Deku teleports right in front of him, as Deku speaks to Cain, "It has been a while, Cain." As Cain says, Deku, "Yes, it has been a while. Where have you been for all these years?" As Deku responds, "I have been in a slumber, sleeping." "Are you tired of living, Cain?" As Cain says, "Yes, I am. I really want to move on. I'm really sorry for my actions. I've seen what I did. I've taken life from my brother. It's caused me more pain the second I think about it." As Deku asks him, "Do you really want to die, Cain? Would you like me to help you?" As Cain says, "Yes. Can you send me to the afterlife? I just want this pain to be over." As Deku says, "I can do that for you. But I'm only doing this because you're a close friend." So, as Deku puts out his hands, as he says, "Goodbye, old friend." As Deku takes away Cain's immortality and then stabs him through the heart with a sword, killing Cain. As Cain smiles and says, "Yeah, goodbye, old friend." As he drifts off and dies, as Deku takes Cain's body back with him, as he teleports back into the area, as they can see Deku come back with a corpse. They ask, who is that? Who did you kill? They on guard. As he says, "This is Cain, the one who was supposed to roam the earth for eternity. But he's finally going to rest. For my friend has walked a long time and has suffered a lot from the pain of losing his brother that he killed. But he is sorry for the doings he did, and he shall rest." As he lays Cain's body in his coffin and closes it, as he leaves, taking all of his things with him, as he puts it in the pocket dimension. This Deku is on the level of a god. As he walks out of his place that he was living in, was sleeping in, as he looks out and sees the world, the rest of the world, he sees it. He says, "Oh, has this place developed that long while I was sleeping?" And he says, "So, humans now have these powers called quirks, right?" As Nezu answers, "Yes, but only 80% have them. 20% don't have them." He says, "Okay, so 20% do not have these quirks, as you say." As Nezu says, "Yes." He says, "I want to see more of this world. As this is why I'm going to end this here. If you guys want to see more of this, which I'm going to make it anyway, but, hit a thumbs up and subscribe, You don't got to do it if you want to, but, I recommend it if you want to see more content like this. And this is pretty fun making this. So, goodbye and peace out."